How to be a man with standards. Here we go. This place, the Salt Plains. I came a long way to get here, to clear my head, to figure some things out. This video, how to be a man with standards. It started as one thing, a confident declaration, but somewhere on that long drive, hiking up to Lake Como, it shifted. It became something else entirely. It became this. But are you really the one to talk about standards? Do you truly live by them every single day? Is it that simple? Just decide and it's done? Life isn't a checklist, Shane. It's messy. It takes work, real work, sacrifice. And that's precisely why we're here. This isn't about perfection or pretending to have all the answers. This is about the journey. It's about acknowledging the struggle, the dust, the wind that tries to knock you off your feet. This isn't a lecture. It's a conversation with ourselves about what it truly means to set strong standards and live by them. For us, for men like us, yeah. This whole trip, from Black Mesa to Zapata Falls, from the Pueblo lands to this vast, empty plain, it's been a search for clarity, and it brought me to this, a new kind of honesty. By the end of this, I'm going to share 5 key areas where standards define us and how we can all start building that foundation together. 5 areas. That sounds like a lot. Where do you even begin with standards? It feels like such a big word, like you have to be perfect or you're failing. It's not about being perfect, but about having a compass. And the first, perhaps most fundamental direction on that compass is relationships. Not just romantic ones, but with friends, family, colleagues. It's where we truly test who we are. Standing here, looking out at this marsh, it's all connected. Every reed, every drop of water. Just like our lives are connected to people around us. And the standards we set there, they define our character. In relationships, the standards are clear. Honesty, respect, loyalty, and kindness. These aren't just words, they're actions. They're the silent promises you make to others and to yourself. Honesty, that's hard sometimes, especially when the truth is inconvenient. And respect, is it just about not being rude? Or is it deeper, like truly valuing someone's perspective even when it's different? It's deeper. I've been on trails where I thought I knew the way, only to realize I needed to listen, to respect another's map. Honesty isn't just speaking truth, it's living it. Loyalty isn't blind, it's choosing to stand by someone even when it's tough. And kindness, sometimes it's just showing up, listening, being present. That's the real work.
Exactly. These standards build trust. They create a foundation where genuine connection can thrive. Without them, relationships are just shifting sand, closed for the season. You come all this way and you can't even dig for crystals.
Sometimes life throws you a curveball. You plan, you prepare, and then closed gate. But that's where the next standard comes in, personal growth. Personal growth. When you hit a wall, it's hard to feel like you're growing. It feels more like shrinking, but it's in those moments facing those closed gates that growth truly happens. It's about curiosity. Why is it closed? What can I learn from this? It's about perseverance. Not giving up, even if it means coming back later or finding another path. And it's about open-mindedness. Perhaps this detour is leading you somewhere even better. Yeah, like this trip. Wasn't what I planned, but it forced me to look inwards, to be curious about my own doubts, to persevere through the discomfort of self-reflection, and to be open to a completely different way of making this video. It's not about the destination. It's about what you become on the journey. This wind, it's relentless. And this road, it really is the middle of nowhere. Sometimes you feel like you're just standing at an intersection, and every direction feels equally uncertain. How do you maintain standards when everything feels so overwhelming? This is where your standards become your anchor. When the world is chaotic, your internal compass has to be unwavering. Let's talk about health. It's not just about looking good, it's about building resilience for moments like this. It's about diet, exercise, and crucially, mental well-being. You can't navigate a storm if your vessel is falling apart. I get it now. This trip, pushing myself physically, eating right, trying to stay centered even when the thoughts were swirling like this dust. It wasn't just for the video, it was for me. To be strong enough to face these questions, to be honest about where I stand. And work, that's another place where the wind can really pick up, the pressure, the demands. How do you keep your standards there? Through dedication, efficiency, collaboration, and continuous learning. It's about showing up, doing your best, working with others, and always striving to improve. It's your contribution to the world, and it needs to reflect your highest self. And then, community. When you're out here alone, you realize how much we rely on each other. When wildfires are burning just south of you, you realize the bigger picture. It's about volunteerism, social justice, environmentalism, and supporting local businesses. It's about being part of something larger than yourself. It's about leaving the world better than you found it. So, it's not just about my standards. It's about how my standards impact everything. Precisely. Your standards aren't just for you. They're for the world you inhabit. They are the brave actions you take, even when you don't know if you're wrong or right, because you have to figure it out yourself if you expect to help anyone else. This road, this intersection, it's not the middle of nowhere. It's the exact place where you decide who you are. The wind isn't just blowing. It's a reminder that strength comes from within. It comes from those standards. So, those are the 5 areas: relationships, personal growth, health, work, and community. And within each, the values that guide me. It's a journey, not a destination. It's about showing up, doing the work, and constantly striving to be the man who lives by his own strong standards. Now, it's your turn. What are your standards going to be?
How to be a man with standards. Here we go. This place, the Salt Plains, helps my spirit grow. Came a long way to clear my head, figure things out. This video is shifted, no longer any doubt. Started as one thing, a confident declaration, but on that long drive it found a new station. But am I the one to talk of standards? Truly live them every day? Is it that simple? Just decide and find your way. Life isn't a checklist, Shane. It's messy, takes real work. Sacrifice sometimes hiding in every quirk. And that's precisely why we're here, not for perfection's claim. This is the journey, rising through the dust and flame. Acknowledge the struggle, the wind that knocks you low. This isn't a lecture, just a conversation's flow with ourselves, for ourselves. What it means to truly stand, setting strong standards across this shifting land. Yeah, this whole trip, from Mesa to Zapata's fall, from Pueblo lands to this empty plain, answering clarity's call, it brought me to this, a new kind of honesty's light. 5 key areas defining what is wrong and right, building that foundation, together strong and true, a compass for the spirit, and all that we pursue. 5 areas sounds like a lot, where do I even start? Standards feel so big, like a perfect work of art. Am I failing if I stumble, if the path isn't clear? This heavy word, standards, can bring a quiet fear. It's not about being perfect, but about having a compass's grace in the first direction. In this challenging spaces, relationships with friends, family, colleagues, and more, where we truly test who we are, right to our very core. Standing here, looking out at this marsh, all connected. You see every reed, every drop, just like you and me. Our lives intertwined by the people around us, we're bound. And the standards we set there define us on solid ground. Honesty, respect, loyalty, kindness, they're not just words we speak, they're actions, silent promises, the strength that we seek. It's deeper, listening, respecting, even when paths diverge. Living the truth, standing by, letting kindness emerge. Not blind loyalty, but choosing to stand when it's tough. Just showing up, being present, that's often enough. Close for the season, can't even dig for the gleam. Life throws a curveball, shatters a perfect dream. You plan, you prepare, then a closed gate appears. But that's where personal growth conquers all your fears. When you hit a wall, it's hard to feel like you're growing. Feels more like shrinking when the cold wind is blowing. But in those moments, facing those gates, growth truly takes hold. Curiosity, that's why stories waiting to unfold. Perseverance, not giving up, finding another way. Open-mindedness, a detour leading to a brighter day. Like this trip, it wasn't planned, but it forced me to look inside, to be curious of doubts with self-reflection as my guide. It's not the destination, but what you become on the journey's call. Rising stronger, standing taller through it all. This wind, it's relentless, this road, the middle of nowhere's please. Standing at an intersection, uncertain, just you and me. How to maintain standards when everything feels so wild. This is your anchor, your compass, strong and undefiled. Health is the vessel, building resilience for the storm. Diet, exercise, mental well-being, keeping your spirit warm. Pushing physically, eating right, staying centered in the fray. It wasn't just for the video, but for me to light the way. And work where the wind picks up, with pressure and demands. Dedication, efficiency, collaboration in your capable hands. Continuous learning and striving to improve. A contribution you make, reflecting your higher self. For goodness gracious sake, and then community. Out here alone, we rely on each other's grace. Wildfires burn and seeing the bigger picture. Finding your true place. Volunteerism, social justice, environmentalism. A guiding star, supporting local businesses, showing who you truly are. So it's not just my standards, but how they impact. Everything's tied. Brave actions you take with nowhere to run or to hide. This road, this intersection, not the middle of nowhere, you see. It's where you decide who you are for eternity. The wind isn't just blowing, it's a reminder strong and clear that strength comes from within. Conquering every fear, it comes from those standards. Guiding you through the night, relationships, growth, health, work, community, shining ever bright. Now it's your turn, what are your standards going to be? The journey continues for you and for me.